I tried replacing a paid API with Antigravity, and I just did that actually for a project right now with the help of Antigravity, and it was quite simple. The issue is that we were running into some issues because of docx. And if you've ever used Gemini, for some reason, it won't be able to actually analyze that type of document. And I know nothing is live because this is my environment. This is not the client's environment. But pretty much when you run through this docx file through the Gemini node, it's not going to be, it's just going to error out and tell you that, hey, this doesn't really work. And I tried finding different ways to solve this. I eventually realized that, hey, if we're gonna solve this, we have to pay for some API. That was pretty much the conclusion I arrived at, that there is no free way to solve this problem. All of them are paid. Which got me kind of thinking, and also you can kind of see here, because with Cloud Convert, you have a lot of different things you can do. It's just that you get around, I think it's around 100 credits a month or something, or maybe 1,000 for, I don't remember the price, but yeah. But here's the thing, it got me thinking, why not create your own API with Antigravity? Because it is good enough at this point, that you can do those kind of things where you just ask it to create it for you. So what I did pretty much is that I asked Antigravity to create this page for me. It didn't really have to create this page, but I did need the endpoint to be able to run it. And by doing that, I actually just created my own Flask Python code so that I can finally convert this file to a PDF. And the way it kind of works, and you can also probably see that I do have an API key. So you kind of have to insert that key to even be able to use this page, which makes a lot of sense. You don't have people using it. But I'm going to show you the entire flow. So this was pretty much the starting flow. And my logic was that, okay, the file comes in here, we split the files over here, and then we pretty much read through the files and analyze them and figure out what kind of file this is. And then we upload them to the correct folder. So that's kind of why I'm analyzing it here, because I need the AI to figure out where that file should go in these 6 folders. And when the docx file came through, it couldn't process it. So I couldn't upload it. And for this client, we need to kind of upload every single file. So it's not like I could tell them like, hey, if you have a docx, it's not going to work. So you're going to have to manually upload it. They won't like that. So I had to pretty much figure out something. And I tried all different ways by looking into n8n, like different ways like how you could do this. Even looked at Reddit. I looked what else? I looked on school as well, but I didn't really find any good solutions besides you having to pay for it. And then I went back and figured out, okay, let's build it with Antigravity. And that's pretty much what I did here. So the way it kind of works right now is that what happens pretty much is that when the file is a Microsoft file extension, it will then go down here. And down here, I just reference a bunch of things. I reference the binary file. I reference the access token for Google. I reference back all of these, the details from this this node. And then I execute a sub workflow. And in that sub one, it looks pretty much the same. It's pretty similar to the other one. But the difference is that I have a node here which will call my endpoint and convert the file for me over here. And then I will be able to process that PDF because it gives back a PDF. And then I just analyze it the exact same way. I run it through and it will then put it in the correct folder for me. And you can probably understand that this is a pretty good in terms solution. Like this is a pretty good solution that you can pretty much do for anything at all at this point. Because if you're running into something else where, oh, I need to convert this XLX file to something else. Oh, I need to maybe change the frame or of my video from horizontal to vertical or whatever, you can then just go ahead and use Cursor or Cloud or Antigravity, build your own API, and then simply just upload it. Because what I did is that I used a render, and with render you can use hobby plan, and when you do that, you can it will pretty much be running all the time. But if you don't use it often, they will spin it down. So if I decide to hit that endpoint, let's say tomorrow, it's gonna take 30 seconds for my server to go on to get activated again. So it's gonna take a bit of time. But I already know that this client doesn't really have a lot of docx files, so this is not a problem for me. And if it's a problem, I could also hit the endpoint, I don't know, like once a day, for example, just to activate it. It doesn't matter, but there's a solution to it, right? And if they do end up in a place where, okay, we have a lot of Dockers file, then you can just simply just upgrade the server and just have it running all the time as well. So it's not the end of the world. But this solution here that I'm showing you right now is actually a game changer, because right now you don't really need to use a paid tool at all, because you can do all of this yourself. You can do HTML to PDF. I think you can do that in n8n though. That's pretty easy. Compress, and then merge PDF, watermark, thumbnail. You can create all of these endpoints yourself, and then you just add all of them here and be like, yeah, here's the next endpoint for compressing. Here's the next endpoint for PDF to Office, video encoding API, file conversion API. You can do all of it. And the only cost you're going to have is pretty much the server cost. And I know that if you use Oracle, I think it's free to use Oracle, for example. So, and DigitalOcean, I think it was like $5 to run it. So it's not like, if you compare that with using Cloud Convert, it's a massive difference, because you are not paying for their credits. So let's just take a quick look here. With 500, you will be paying $10, yeah, and and you will get 500 credits, which is probably 500 different actions. But with $10, you pay $5 to DigitalOcean, and you have your own server, and you can have 50 different endpoints that you just run whenever you need them. And another thing that I do want to mention is that when you code this in here, you're not really going to see my API key in here because it's in the variable. But when you do that, you can pretty much ask it to make this into a modular code, which pretty much means that it's kind of it kind of split it up in a way where you can easily read over it and understand pretty much what is going on, which actually makes you feel more secure in using the code and uploading. I will say that the simpler the code is and more compact it is, what I've noticed is that it will work most of the time. The bigger it is, the more you have to look into what is going on, because that's when it might do a lot of spaghetti code and the code is all over the place. So this code is quite simple, because I only have two functions in here, right? So I have this convert doc to PDF, and then I have this function get office path, and then I have this main, which is pretty much just calling it, and then I have this convert endpoint here. It's not a lot to keep track of, is what I'm trying to say. And so for you, pretty much, is that now when you know this, you should probably just think like, okay, when I'm building n8n and I run into a problem with n8n, and it's just like, oh, we have to get some sort of endpoint, but there is no way for me to get it. Well, let's go take a look at Antigravity and ask if there is some Python library, which there 100% is, and let's code it up, create that endpoint, and then use it in my code. Because at the end of the day, this is exactly the same thing as calling any endpoint at all. As you will see here, I just add my HTTP URL post, and then I add my header out pretty much in here. And then you just run it. And yeah, so this is something I just want to share, because I just did this for this client, and I feel like you will probably get some value from this, because it can pretty much help you come up with your own ideas on how you can use Antigravity, Cloud, or Cursor with n8n at the same time, and actually help you in your production and build even better code and better solutions for your clients, which is what I'm doing over here. Because yeah, but if you like this, make sure to subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.